Hey there, it's Susan Pierce Thompson, and welcome to the weekly vlog. Oh my gosh, this is a special vlog. This is a special vlog, and that's why we're releasing it on a Tuesday. We almost never release vlogs on anything but Vlog Day, which is Wednesday. But today, this Tuesday, is the publication day of the book Rezoom. It is out. It is out in stores. Go check your Barnes & Noble. Go check online. It is out. And if you pre-ordered it, you should be receiving it promptly if you haven't already. Woo! It is, it's a thing of beauty. I'm so excited about this book. Co-authored with Everett Considine. So this is the first book that I've published, not just by myself, but with a co-author. This book was a really long time coming and pretty intense to give birth to. It started with all of my breaks and resumes over a several year stretch of time, starting in 2015, and a lot of pain, a lot of breakthroughs, a lot of lessons, a lot of just culling the meaning, the lessons, the wisdom, the best practices out of that stretch of time. Such an intense stretch of time. And then I created the course Reboot Resume, which is of course launching right now for all access members. Reboot Resume starts January 6th. And if you want to get in on that, oh my gosh, I mean, what do? Go to brightlineeating.com, sign up to be a core member, and then get right into your core membership hub and upgrade to all access, and you'll be in. Anyway, I created the course Reboot Resume. And then, you know, I knew it would turn into a book. Here's the thing about this book. You want to know a funny story about this book? I put myself on a writer's retreat just over a year ago. This was for about a month, the end of October and most of November. Like I was there for Thanksgiving even. I went on writer's retreat to where Everett lives, because why not go to Maui, which is where Everett lives. So I was going to be located right there in an Airbnb near him in Kihei in Maui. And I arrived with the first draft done. And I had about 3 weeks there to just gussy it up, just like really go through it with a fine-tooth comb and get it finalized. And so over the first few days there, I just read the whole first draft, just front to back, just read it. And I hated it. I hated it. I said, this isn't good. This isn't deep enough. This isn't saying what it needs to say. And I took the whole first draft and I threw it in the trash. And I started from scratch. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Just over a year ago, I started from scratch. I threw the book out in the trash. And this is not that book. I am super proud of this book. And I started from scratch and I said, what does this book need to say? And I just went as deep as I ever go creatively, just all the way deep. And I realized this book has a bigger message even than to the person who needs to resume. And I realized this book is meant to convey the message to healthcare practitioners and to therapists and to lay people that food addiction is real. Food addiction is real. And chapter 2 is food addiction is real. Chapter 3 is food addiction is the hardest. And I lay out 7 unique reasons why food addiction is the hardest addiction to kick. I mean, it doesn't make any sense that not eating those addictive foods would be harder than not smoking crack cocaine for someone who had a hope to die crack cocaine habit, addiction. But that's been my experience, and I've watched it in other people too. Food is the hardest. And this book explains why. I started from scratch. I wrote an outline I didn't really get out of that whole writer's retreat. I didn't leave Maui with much more than a fleshed out outline. And then back home, I started pounding the keyboard and really fleshing it out. I feel so proud of this book. Oh my gosh, it was born of a lot of pain and a lot of soul searching, a lot of research, a lot of deep insight. You know, who's this book for? It's absolutely for anyone who's dieted until they're blue in the face, anyone who's started off and had to crashed and burned and had to restart over and over and over again. It's for the person who wobbles in their bright lines. It's for the person who needs to resume, to get back on track. It's also for anyone who's on a food journey, whether they're in bright line eating or they're a follower of a 12-step food program or they're, you know, doing their own version of a food program. This book is written very agnostically in that way. It doesn't assume that you do bright line eating. It's written for anyone who's on a journey with their food, who wants to take it to the next level. It's very much an advanced study. It assumes the basics of bright line eating in the sense that it doesn't rehash all the stuff that's in the first book at all. It takes it a lot deeper. So if you've been doing bright line eating and you've been bright the whole time, you'll love it. There's going to be so much in there for you. So it's not just for someone who needs to get back on track. It's for anyone who's on a food journey. It's also for people who are interested in parts work. At the end of each chapter, we weave in an introduction to parts work. So if you've been around here for a while and you love parts work, well, then you'll be interested for that reason. But if you don't know what we're talking about, or if you've never gotten into parts work, I think it's a very accessible introduction. Everett Considine writes these little slices at the end of every chapter, and we introduce you to archetypes of parts of yourself that you will relate to, even if you don't like the parts work construct. You'll find this familiar. We all have parts of us that rebel, parts of us that caretake other people, right? Parts of us that isolate, parts of us that like to indulge in food, parts of us that like to control our food, manage our food, right? Get our food in order. All those parts are introduced, and there's a beautiful appendix at the end that's got exercises and ways to go really, really deep with that material. And then this book is absolutely for healthcare practitioners, physicians, therapists, anyone and everyone in your healthcare team. There's an endorsement on the back by Wayne Dysinger, MD, who is the board chair of the American Board of Lifestyle Medicine. I feel really proud of that endorsement. Mark Hyman endorsed it. A lot of doctors, physicians have endorsed this book. And I want to challenge you. I want to invite you to get it into the hands of your healthcare practitioners. So I invite you to buy not just one of these books, but enough to hand one to each person who cares for your health and well-being. You can inscribe it with a sticky note that says, imagine a world in which global obesity rates are trending down rather than up. We can create that world together, but it starts with a collective understanding that food addiction is real. It's time that we all understand that. Stand with me. Read these initial chapters, chapters 2 and 3, food addiction is real, food addiction is the hardest. They're brief and they're really satisfying. They just land. And anyone who takes care of other people's mental, emotional, spiritual, physical well-being needs that information. And you can say, I'm someone who's felt the pull of addictive foods. And I've seen it in people that I love and care about. And I invite you to stand with me to create a world in which global obesity rates are trending down instead of up. And if we band together, we can do that in the next 10 years. We really can. But we have to understand food addiction is real. Food addiction is real. So I'm going to give one of these inscribed to my chiropractor, my acupuncturist, my OBGYN, my general practitioner, my functional medicine doctor, my endocrinologist, my therapist. That's 7 right there. I've got 7 people in my wellness team. Inscribed with a little sticky note says, check out chapter 2. Food addiction is real. Just to form a basic understanding and just say, next time I see you, I'll check in with you, you know, just to sort of form that basic understanding. We're on a crusade together. We have got to get that basic information out into the world. And you can even write in there, I understand that not everyone feels the pull of the addictive foods. You know, there's a susceptibility scale. Not everyone is equally affected. And that's explained in the book too. There's a little section on, you know, food addiction susceptibility, of course. But you can say, I have been, and I know people who have been, and I just want to make sure as my healthcare provider that, you know, we're standing together to help create the world that we want to see, where obesity is trending down rather than up. I challenge you, I invite you, give this book to the people who care for other people's health and well-being. It is time. It is time. And this week, we've got a contest going just to have fun together. So this right here, this Tuesday, December 28th, 2021, starts a full week of Rezoom. I'm going to be on Facebook Live all the time. So check the Bright Line Eating Facebook page daily because I'm going to be hopping on Facebook Live daily. And here's the deal. You get yourself your copy of Rezoom. If you want to take a picture of yourself with a couple of copies of Rezoom, oh my gosh, whee! Because you're going to give at least one to your healthcare provider, right? So take a selfie, put it on social media, and you can win. We're going to give you an entry into the contest if you take a selfie of yourself with the book and put it on social media, a public-facing page, not inside our groups, but public-facing. And the hashtag to use is hashtag RezoomBook. Now remember, you spell Rezoom, R-E-Z-O-O-M, right? Hashtag RezoomBook, R-E-Z-O-O-M-B-O-O-K. You can do this on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. Now, extra points, you get a whole extra entry into the contest if you take a selfie of yourself buying it in a bookstore, like physically in a bookstore. I know not everyone feels comfortable doing that right now, but if you do, you get double points. Either way, your call. Now, what do you win? Every day we're going to pick a winner, and I'm going to call you personally. So we'll get a chance to connect on the phone. So the phone call is your prize and a signed book by me. I will send you, drop ship in the mail, boom, send you a signed, inscribed copy, and that way you can give yet another book to another healthcare professional. You can keep the signed one from me. So I'm going to announce those winners. We're going to be announcing them. We're going to be drawing every day at 3 p.m. So this vlog is time sensitive because the first drawing is going to be Wednesday at 3 p.m. So you've got all Tuesday into the beginning of Wednesday to get your entries out there. The hashtag RezoomBook, the selfie of you with your book, out on social media, public-facing pages. Now, if you need a refresher of those contest rules, go ahead and click down below, and you can click down below to buy the book as well. We've got all the preferred outlets that you might like to buy it from. Click down below. Yeah. Every day we're going to pick a winner. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a whole week of Rezoom book fun. And if you are resuming, I know January 1st is coming right up. It's a time when a lot of people start to look at, how can I improve? Am I on track? What could I be doing better on? And I know that for me and so many of us in the Bright Line Eating community, food is the keystone habit. In other words, it's the habit that forms the foundation of our well-being. If it's on track, if it's in place, if it's in order, then everything else is better as a result. And if it's off, everything else is worse as a result. For some of us, that's just the way it is. And so if you are looking to resume come January 1st, I invite you to be with us in our membership, because we've got a lot of people hopping in to start Bright Line Eating fresh in the new year. Just go to brightlineeating.com any day of the week, 365 days a year. Go ahead and go to brightlineeating.com and get started with the Bright Line Eating membership, $20 a month. It couldn't be simpler. It is time, my friend. It is time to resume. Go get yourself the book, post online. I hope to be calling you on the phone super soon. That is the weekly vlog. I'll see you next week.